back in New York. Yvonne August serving to Jean Kasamoto. It's the women's round of 16 here on the WPH Race for 8. Dave Vincent alongside Dave Fink. Yvonne August was the national champion in 2004.
Starts off the match with a double fault. You've never seen that before, Dave. First time in Race for 8 or Women's Race for 8 history, their match started with a double fault. And Jean will make sure that there won't be 2 in a row, Dave, with this serve.
I don't know. That might hit the back wall.
I don't think so.
Oh, look at that right corner kill from Jean Kasamoto.
Well, we saw Jean Kasamoto, Kastner, Dave, wear out that right corner in the warm-ups. Just, I mean, really on fire. I didn't know if she was going to leave any kill shots for the match.
You and I were both in awe there as we were saying that was just an exhibition. That was an overhit, though, right down the middle, and Yvonne goes to the corner herself, gets a side out.
Now, there'll be a lot more pressure on Yvonne in this event, Dave. Last event, she came in. She hadn't played in 11 years, but she still did pretty well. She played Tracy Davis, really a match that she would have not expected to win, and then lost to Courtney Pachot. But here, Dave, probably a match she would expect to win.
Point.
I like that shot that Yvonne just hit. I've never been able to hit that kind of skinny 2-wall pass. I think you call it a skinny V.
Yeah. Dave, Yvonne August, 47 years old. We know how fit she is, but flew all the way across the country, Dave, by herself to compete in this tournament. Now, how many 47-year-old women, Dave, do you know that would get on an airplane and fly 3,000 miles to compete in a sport?
Yeah, that's...
I mean, how many do you know?
One.
Yeah.
She's serving.
Yeah.
And that's about it. And we don't really even know each other.
But that has to be some sort of record. I mean, not just on the Race for 8 tour, but just in sports.
And off.
That's true.
I mean, maybe there's some triathletes
1-3.
that do that. You know,
yeah,
there's a woman, Dave, in our neighborhood. I know you've never met one of our neighbors because that would require stepping outside, but she runs 50 miles at a time. Okay, that's 2 marathons.
Where am I supposed to meet her? At a track or something? I mean, it doesn't sound like she's even in the neighborhood.
Sorry?
Our neighborhood isn't 50 miles long. It's just a couple of blocks.
She runs through Sabino Canyon 6 straight times.
So she leaves right out of her house?
Yeah, to Sabino Canyon, yeah.
And off.
Sounds like a burglar could just come over when she takes a step out. And
3 serve.
what's her address?
Huh.
Need a new TV.
And Dave, that's a party ball from Jean. Almost hit that one out of the stadium. And maybe that's the shot, Dave, a front wall, back wall to the top of the back wall. So it comes so far back to the front wall that you really can't swing. And then you were just in a position with your opponent stuck into the front wall.
But then Jean flat rolls.
That's what I mean.
The next one. I mean, which you don't even have to do that.
Well, she's looking to make the highlight reel, Dave. Of course, she won't make the highlight reel without a Race for 8 shirt on. So whatever she does here will never be replayed.
Picked a good
point.
Picked a good color for superimposing and.
2
oh yeah,
serve
that's
3.
true.
And
well, that'll be another 80-hour project for you.
I think it's garbage matte or garbage matte. You know, we can do some cookie cutter stuff.
And Dave, this is an unbelievable 2-wall serve that Jean has going right now. I'll tell you, Dave, I was at the club a couple of days ago, and Renee Zamorano, who's in his 80s, took me into the court and showed me how to hit the ball underhand. But he was actually recommending that I try this serve that Jean's hitting.
Well, I think you should. I mean,
can't do it. Well,
you can't get out of the first round.
Right.
I mean,
can't do any worse than losing every match you play.
Or taking advice from Renee. 4-3. It's a best 2 out of 3 to 15. Breaker also 15. Win by 2.
Well, it's nice because every time I've seen Renee, he asks me if I play. And I say, well, yeah, I'm on the tour, but I don't have to say that anymore. I'm not.
5 serve 3.
First round.
Observing, just
scrub.
like he is.
Yeah.
You're just giving advice to people about how to hit the ball underhand. Look at that serve there from Kasamoto. Ball does make the front wall. I don't think Jean thought it would.
Dave, we visited the Kastners in 2008. Now, this is before they were even married. But they had a handball court in their apartment complex. And when we were doing some voiceover work, Dave, Jean Kastner was in that court at 12:30 a.m.
Yeah.
doing her
And up.
drills. Dave, she does drills in the morning and then again
3 serves
after
5.
midnight.
It was pretty impressive, actually. Actually played mixed doubles with Jean Kasamoto.
Mm-hmm.
She's a girl and I'm a psycho.
Yeah.
And
That's the
up.
mix. But
Yeah.
no, it was her and myself versus
5 serves 3.
her husband, Jeff Kastner, and Nadia Alvarado. And her partner defeated Jeff and Nadia Alvarado.
Wow.
Which
Look
I
at
thought
this
was
shot.
impressive. That's a great kill shot there, but she doesn't realize she.
Well, Dave, this is what happens when you're in that court at midnight
6
working on your
serves 3.
shots.
She can just do it with her eyes shut. 6
Yeah.
to 3. And you know, we really haven't seen Jean play in 3 or 4 years, it seems like. I mean, she might have played at the U.S. Open, but Dave, we just don't see her very often.
Well, she's one of these players, Dave, that doesn't want you to see her game. She tries to peak for certain events,
7
and she
serves
said,
3.
this is one of the events I'm trying to peak for. I've circled it on my calendar. I wanted to go to New York.
Right.
Oh, good shot there from Yvonne.
And off. 3 serves 7.
And it's interesting.
Yeah, I bet this will be. Can't wait.
Steve Cooney loses to a 43-year-old, and then he has to
Point.
ref the next match. And you know,
4
when you're
serves 7.
in your home city and you kind of want to get home and feed the dogs and all that stuff. Port Cooney.
Point.
That was a
5
great serve
serves
from
7.
Yvonne.
Oh, right down the middle. Yvonne's going to go to the corner. She's good there. Jean couldn't get around. No call from the ref. No sympathy either.
Well, Jean has given more huge back wall setups and combined in this entire event already in just 13 points
6
here.
serves 7.
Yvonne's had 6 back wall setups from in front of the short line. Now that's hard to do, Dave. You have to really hit that front wall high, right down the middle to get to come all the way back to the short line.
7 serves 7.
See what Yvonne does here. I thought maybe she'd let that hit the sidewall and then she'd play for a kill shot.
Wow, what a get.
Gonna go revolving door, Yvonne. There's just something about having these 30-shot rallies over and over and over after every play. Eventually, you have to stop and wipe that sweat off your face.
Serve 7.
You saw Jean turn sideways there and just take a breath. Like, this is, you know, she's whipping up on Jeff back home when they practice.
Yeah.
But this is not like playing Jeff.
No. Now, that was a big moment there, Dave, with Yvonne really taking control here.
Serves 8.
Jean hits an excuse me left paddle return a serve kill. Circle that on your scorecard, Dave.
Roof ball, second serve.
Oh.
This one's going to be a little bit more fat. That's actually a really good serve, too.
Nice shot there from Yvonne.
Maybe
forces the air.
Maybe Jean got some advice from Renee.
It's
the
possible.
last time we saw each other, because Renee gave me that advice too, and so I'm assuming now that everybody that comes encounter with him is also getting it. And by it, I mean the advice from Renee. By Renee, I mean an 80-year-old man.
Oh, and that's the shot I hit, Dave, when I had match point earlier today. That same exact shank off the bottom of my hand on a huge back wall setup. But I'm not thinking about it or anything.
No. It sounded like you let it out earlier.
Yeah, I'm not dwelling on that.
7 to 8. We're going to 15.
Yeah, if I make that shot, you know, I'm playing Andy net
in
the quarterfinals, but I didn't. So what? No big deal. Jean does drills at home, Dave. She does 20 push-ups every time she misses a back wall setup with her right hand.
Well, I saw her actually get down and do some in a regular match one time, and I thought,
no, she'll do it as long as it's not webcast. She doesn't.
Serve 7. Short ball.
that was close.
Second serve.
Dave, what's the #1 reason, as we watch this end up here, oh my gosh, what's the #1 reason?
Well, that's trouble.
That is going to be really hard to get back.
Wow.
Jean does do it, though, and resets the action. Yvonne back to the roof here, a little bit methodical between the two players. Why does a player overhit the ball sometimes? You see him take a ball off the back wall and hit it, 5 feet instead of maybe 1 foot high.
Enough.
When they're actually aiming down there, is it just you pull your head like in baseball if you're
7
early?
serves 8.
I mean, what is the physics that's involved in somebody overhitting the ball? We see guys like Luis Moreno do it every now and then, and Andy Nett did it today many times.
Foul serve. Second
Well,
serve.
I think when you're hitting the ball to reverse, if you don't catch it just perfectly, you tend to lift it, and the ball will kind of fly on you. Dave, Jean Kastner studies a lot of tape. She said, I love watching the top women play. I'm a fan of Katrina Casey, but favorite all-time player, Dave, and you won't believe this, Rosemary Bellini. She said that's who I've always looked up to.
She wants to be the queen.
Yeah, well, she said that's who I try and model my game after.
8 serves 8.
And I know that when she had a chance to see her earlier today, Dave, Jean was actually starstruck talking to Rosemary. And Dave, you know how it is when you get to meet one of your idols or your idol. Hard to even put 2 words together.
Enough. 8 serves 8.
Well, I believe Rosemary's playing in this event. Hall of
Yeah.
Famer Rosemary Bellini. She will be here, if not already watching up.
Well, no, she's watching Jean. Jean said it would mean a lot to me if
So you
watched
hooked it
my
up,
match.
yeah.
Enough. 8 serves 8.
You have to wonder, though, David, does that put more pressure on Jean? And Jean finds that right corner.
Timeout. First timeout. The score is 9 serves 8.
Very versatile in that right corner, Dave. She can pinch the sidewall first or hit it straight down the side wall.
Right. Well, this is a close one. This is the 8 versus 9 seed, and you kind of expect this one to be close. That's just what they historically have been, I guess.
So, Dave, if you're Jeff Kastner here and you're doing the videos, we just saw him there, is this work? I mean, he's watching his wife play. Does he still get to bill this hour?
Yeah, that's debatable, really.
Yeah. I mean, clearly we're seeing, a lot of Jean, and why wouldn't we? I mean, that's Jeff's bride, and you see a good look at Jeff Kastner there, Dave, who's by far the best dressed person at this event.
Really?
I mean, Dave, he flew here in a suit, and he brought 4 of them, 1 for each day. He was setting up this equipment last night.
In a suit?
In a suit.
Yeah, well,
he was up on a ladder with a full suit on.
He was told that he has to, there's a dress code here.
Okay.
So.
Well.
And that's what he did.
Yeah.
Resuming play. The score is 9 serves 8.
It's interesting when you come to an athletic facility. That's actually part of the name.
Enough.
Jean hits the ceiling first on that serve,
Well,
Dave.
That's a tough serve to get over. She's trying to just execute a perfect underhand serve.
Serves
But
9.
it's interesting when you come to a facility, it's actually called the New York Athletic Club.
Yeah.
But then when you enter in your athletic clothing,
Yeah. You have to go
behind a dumpster.
Yeah. up 4 flights of stairs to some hidden elevators.
Where there's another elevator that's lined with wood, like your old trailer.
Terrible.
Back in the 70s. It's like a service elevator where they take the dump in and out. Actually, I found garbage in the service elevator.
Yeah.
Hand off. 9 serves.
It's really
8.
punishment. You want to wear tennis shoes? Okay. Well, this is what you have to deal with.
This is what you're going to be at right here. You know me, I dress so good everywhere I go.
Yeah.
They even told me you might want to go down the service elevator because I had blue jeans on with a sport coat and $500 pair of shoes. That was just an unfortunate hand air there from Kasamoto.
Hand off. Scores 8, serves 9. Short ball. Second serve. Nine serves 9.
We're all together at 9 here, Dave. Yvonne almost underplayed that. She should put this away in the corner, goes down with a hard fist instead, hits the ground.
Dave, we expected a close match here, and it's exactly what we're seeing.
Well, I'll tell you another close match going on in that other show court over here. John Iglesias and Marco Chavez. It's been about 2 hours in a tiebreaker now, going to 15 even. Back to the roof. You know, Jean Kasamoto has always been a good player.
Yeah.
She just hasn't been on the tour. I think that if she would have just dedicated herself to doing what some of these other women do, and that is, you know, travel around and tour, I think that she could have been in a top 3 or 4 ranking.
10 serves 9.
I think she was ranked 9 or 10 at one point. I mean, that idea of that long serve that she has is really brilliant. And then she does stuff like that, off balance, 1-inch high kill shot, fade away.
Amazing shot there.
Point. 11.
I mean, Dave, I can't
9.
remember the last time we had a live broadcast with Jean Kasamoto in a women's pro event. It had to have been 2 or 3 years ago at the U.S. Open. And she still plays. I didn't even know if she still played handball, to be honest. Big setup, though, right down the middle.
Obviously, Dave, you don't follow her on Twitter.
You see Jean there give Yvonne so much space to hit that ball down the left wall.
Well, that's a problem I think Jean has. She
11.
actually clears completely, runs all the way to the side wall.
Short ball, second serve.
Wow, and there's another point here for Yvonne August, Fresno, California.
Yvonne's pumping herself up now, Dave.
Now, I don't know the exact city, but when she was successful on the tour, she was there in the East Bay, near San Francisco, Lafayette, somewhere around there. I know that we'll have one of her many followers tell us exactly which city that was, but I'm thinking the East Bay. Dave, you remember when she was winning the pro.
11 serves 11.
Like Pleasanton, or the name is eluding me.
I don't know how it's really relevant where she lived.
Well, now she's back in
ago.
Fresno, where her whole family base is. And I think that's what got her back into handball, because being around
Timeout.
30 or 40 family members that all play, I mean, can you imagine? You don't even have to go to tournaments. You can just have a family reunion. I mean, I've been to a couple of those tournaments in, you know, Northern California, where it was a family reunion with all the August clan hanging out. Ali Abdullah, related to the Augusts. You know, and then those that don't have the same blood, but, you know, Anton Wilson, those guys are all related to each other. So just would be an interesting family reunion, I guess. Dave, I know you don't have a family. You grew up in a carnival.
Yeah.
I mean, the carnival was your family. In fact, every single time you smell cotton candy, reminds you of when you're a little kid operating that Ferris wheel.
Yeah. Had some good times on that Ferris wheel.
Yep. Fell in love with the bearded lady. Boy, that was a great time.
You know, at first, Dave, her beard was fake.
Right.
And then by the time she kept taking it on and off.
She got so old.
Well, no, when you keep taking it on and off, she's ripping the hair off and it started growing back thicker.
Yeah.
And then she didn't even need to wear the fake beard anymore.
It became real.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Back to this, though. Don't know why.
Point.
12 to 11.
13 serves 11.
Make it 13 to 11. And August is
4 straight points now for August at a critical time. And that time, Jean punches it to the ceiling, Dave, and that ball just died on the back wall.
Well, that's what I like about Jean's game. She utilizes that roof.
11 serves 13. Replay. Jean serve.
And that was odd there, Dave. Both players forgetting whose serve it was.
Huh. That's also a first.
11 serves
Yeah.
13.
On a live broadcast.
Never
11 to
seen that.
13. What can Yvonne do to defend this? In fact, that ball is hit so crazy that we're really unable to show you what Yvonne's been able to do because it's so deep in the court. That ball's not going to make the front wall, though.
And that's just a terrible error there from Jean. I mean, you're just hitting a rally shot.
13 serves 11.
Giving Yvonne the serve without really having to do anything. You remember, Dave, Yvonne led Tracy Davis in that first game in San Francisco before ultimately losing that first game. Came back and won the second game and then lost the tiebreaker. Here it looks like she will win this first game. She scored 5 straight points now.
Right.
Jean would have to score at least 5 more to win this game because you have to win by 2, even though none of the players in this event actually know that.
Point. 14 game ball serves 11. Short ball. Second serve.
Let's see what Yvonne does. Take it with her left. Overhit down the middle. Okay, here we go. This is it. And she barely makes the front wall and takes game number 1. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in 3 minutes for game number 2 as Yvonne August defeats Jean Kasamoto 15 to 11. More handball with Dave Fink coming up next. And Dave Vincent. Stay here, racefor8.com.
So what's it gonna be? We could ride bikes, skating, movies, zoo, whatever you guys want to do.
Can we just do this?
Yeah. We could just do this.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
$7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks more than 4 miles long. We can keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Play your part in the circle of life. Take time to be a dad today. Visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
My life is full of statistics. Thing is, I could have dropped out of school and become one myself, but I didn't, because I had people that believed in me. Here's another statistic. 7,000 students drop out every school day. That's one every 26 seconds. It's time that students know that we believe in them.
Inspire a student and share your message of support at boostup.org.
Are you getting this, honey?
Oh, prime time. We are rolling.
All right, Mama's gonna bring it home. Mama's gonna bring it home. Okay.
Come on, watch this guy.
Oh, backwards.
Oh, don't. Oh.
It went into Bob and Carol's yard. Oh, no? Okay,
Yeah.
here it comes.
Oh, Mom!
Challenge your kids to be active and eat healthy.
All right, let's see what you can do. Let's go.
They might surprise you.
Let's go.
Search We Can for more ideas on how you and your kids can get healthy together.
Okay, second game. Gene serve first.
Back here for game number 2, Yvonne August takes the first one.
0 serve 0.
11.
And Dave, Jeff Kastner put his headset down and for 4 minutes went over the notes with his wife. I think you'll see a different Gene here in this second game.
Well,
I mean, Dave, I don't know
there is
if
a
Jeff-
rule in the rule book that says no WPH employee can give advice to a player.
I know that. I'm just reporting right now.
Okay,
I'm not acting administratively, but I don't know if these are things Jeff wrote down during that first game or if these were notes that they'd worked on before the game. But there were bullet points.
Well, when
Dave.
you're married to somebody who deals professionally in video and has studied multiple handball
second
video,
serve.
Yeah,
it's a good chance you are qualified enough to say what you've seen.
Yeah.
In the lab room.
Well, I'll tell you, Dave, what I've seen is a new record. Gene Kasamoto has hit the ceiling on 3 serves in this match. That is a
0
race for 8
serves
record.
1.
Dave, I know you're curious about that
Yes.
Marco Chavez match, and I don't blame you. They've been battling for 2 hours and 30 minutes right now. In the score, Dave, I don't know if you're interested in that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, this is a tease. 7-7 in the tiebreaker.
Really?
Yeah.
Hand off.
How can that even be? That's
Well, I don't know. What would you expect? I mean, clearly one person's not winning 15-1 when
well,
you're
I
in
was
there for 2.5
expecting
hours.
18-17 or something.
Well, they'll get
1
there, but they have to
serve
get
0.
there first.
They have to get the 7-7 first.
Yeah.
No, I expect it to be tied, but
Okay. Well, it is, and it'll be tied an hour from now too.
Hand off. 0 serves 1. Sorry. Apologize.
Gene wasn't even turned around facing the front wall after the referee
0
called that
serves
score.
1.
You know, brought up earlier, where was Yvonne August from? And I thought it was Lafayette. And
we're back to this.
Well, no, I mean, the Twitter, Facebook, and email plus text feeds are crazy when it comes to national champions because you've got.
I don't know. I'm a guy that lives in the present, not 11 years ago, where you might have lived then. I don't.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't want to know where somebody used to live when they won a national championship
Not
and then
really.
had to relocate.
If you know it, you know it. But I don't think it's something you need to talk about for.
Well, I just
10
wanted
minutes.
to. I'm getting so many of these texts.
I'm more interested in how many times Jean can hit the ceiling on her serve.
Okay.
Replay.
I mean, records are meant to be broken.
Replay. No, she'd no room.
I agree with former Castro Valley resident Yvonne August.
Replay.
Now, Castro Valley doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know where that is.
Well,
is that near Fresno?
It would be near Lafayette.
Which is?
I already said it was in the East Bay.
I don't know what the East Bay means. I mean, none of this means anything to me.
That's why we talk, so you can learn.
I mean, you asked me yesterday where John Iglesias is from. I say New York City, and that's not good enough for you.
No, I want to know the exact city. New York City. He's not from New York.
Okay, so when someone asks you where you live, you don't say Tucson. You say, I live in the Catalina foothills by
Sabino Canyon.
Yeah. The coordinates are.
I just expect everybody to be educated, Dave.
Usually when people say what city they're from, that's enough, but not for you.
Handoff. 0 serves 2.
Jean off to a nice start here, Dave, after losing the last 6 points of game number 1. She had that 11-9 lead, and it evaporated.
Replay.
What I find really funny about that whole Castro Valley thing, you're right, I'm still there.
Yeah.
So I say it's in Lafayette because I was just kind of guessing it was in this certain area. And I get all of these people correcting me.
By all, you mean all these people won?
There was tons of them.
Really?
All over, yeah. And
serves
the two towns are 13 miles away from each other. So I guess I was...
Castro Valley and Fresno?
No, in Lafayette.
Oh,
Fresno is way farther away than that. A couple hours.
Oh.
But I'm just saying 13 miles from my original when I said Lafayette. I think somebody could just live with that, don't you think?
Apparently not.
It's going to be tough off the
But
back.
I'm a numbers guy, so I want to know just how many people are messaging you about this.
Well,
you
I
said all
multiple.
these people. Well, yeah, you said all these people. Now, that could be one or two, or I'm expecting it to be one.
Well, it's more than one.
Oh.
Matt Kruger from the USHA let me know immediately, but that's not the one I was talking about because he could bug me anytime. I don't mind that. And look at that shot
you guys
from Yvonne.
have collaboration meetings, so that's not bugging. That's called growing.
Point. Timeout. Point. Score is 2 serves 2.
Ooh, now watch what Cooney does here. He just called the score, and now he's giving Yvonne 10 seconds to better get out there and serve it. And I don't think she's picked up on this little subtle thing here. That could have been interesting.
Well, it was actually, he set the score to get Jean back because Jean called for more time.
Well, she said she just wanted her 10 seconds, but I do like Cooney stepping in, calling the score while the ball's up
3
front.
serves 2.
3-2.
Methodical play here, Dave. The ball going to the ceiling, and Yvonne just knows how to find those corners. That's an offensive weapon for her, Dave, using the ceiling.
Point. 4 serves 2. Replay.
Oh. Dave, I've
Give
never
each other
seen
a
this
little
many
room,
replays
please.
in a women's match before. The women are famous, Dave, for really
Replay, the score is
no
4
time between
serves
games,
2.
no timeouts, and no hinders.
Second serve. Point. 5 serves 2. Short ball. Second serve. Point. 6 serves 2. Short ball. Second serve.
I like that shot right there from Yvonne. Punches that fist shot down the left wall, and
timeout.
Nothing.
First
Jean.
timeout, score 7 serves 2. That's a point 7. You were 6. Yeah. Yes.
It's actually 1.5 more because one of those timeouts is a 30-second timeout.
Right. Well, we'll cross that bridge, and we will when we get there.
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and look for all those people now on your, is it your Twitter feed? Is that what was blowing
Yeah,
up?
it was,
yeah, I'm going to go
So
ahead.
it said social network sites, but I don't like to name names. So
But I'm going to just check out your Twitter feed just to see
Well,
how many people hit you up about Castro Valley and Lafayette on there.
Well, let me show. I'll just show you so you don't
Oh,
have
no,
to
that's
waste your time.
fine.
It'd be much better
Okay.
for this broadcast if
Yeah.
you just looked here. Here's one with my old buddy Larry.
Okay.
Okay, that's one.
Yeah,
just
that's
so
one.
you know.
No,
that's
no, no.
one.
I conceded that there was one.
There,
No,
here's
I knew
the one
there
so
was,
far. Yeah.
No, I knew there was going to be one.
Yeah.
I just didn't think there was going to be more than one.
Well, yeah, there is, and here's
Okay.
another one here
Yeah.
on text. I don't like to share my personal text
No,
because
you
every now and
definitely
then certain things pop up that
Yeah.
I don't believe a guy like you should be reading.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just look here. Yeah, here it comes. Yeah, there it is.
Resuming play. Score 7 serves 2.
There we go. That's number 2 at
Wow.
5:38 p.m. That's only 20 minutes ago.
Wow. And I know that your inbox is probably flooded with even more.
Well, yeah, I just showed you 2 of the many. You
So
want me to keep
that's-
going? That's more than one.
Well, that's actually more likes than last night's coverage received on Facebook. So
It's more entertaining.
Point.
Score here 8-2. Women's round of 16.
Serve 2.
Tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock Eastern Time, it'll be the beginning coverage of ESPN and the Watch ESPN app from New York, NYAC. There was a little scare here today, Dave.
Really?
Yeah. Had some issues with the intranets.
Point. 9 serves 2.
Score is 9-2. Referee said it.
Had an issue with what, Dave?
The intranets.
Oh, yeah.
There was a brief moment where people were talking about there might not be ESPN here this weekend. That's how
Point.
bad the talks
10
were.
serves 2.
We persevered. We got through it. Looks like it's going to happen now. Score here 10-2.
Point. 11 serves 2.
No, Cordova.
A lot of bouncing here.
Yes.
Dave, I believe it was John Iglesias winning that tiebreaker over Marco Chavez. There's been a lot of heartbreak in this tournament, Dave, much more so than I think I've ever seen. You know, you see guys lose matches, Dave, and, you know, if you lose decisively, it's just something that you put behind you. But when you lose these matches and you're 2.5 hours in and you maybe have a match point and you lose by 2 points, I mean, it's just gut-wrenching. It really is worse than a
serves 2.
It's worse than a punch to the gut. Punch to the gut goes away after about 10 minutes. I mean, there might be a lingering stomach ache, but it still goes away.
Right.
These losses don't go away. They're part of you. They consume you.
Yes. Second timeout.
Dave, it's been all Yvonne August since trailing 11-9 in the first game. Looked like Jean may pull this first game out. But Yvonne, I think, started to think to herself, you know, I came 3,000 miles here by myself. I left my family behind. I've got to make something happen here.
Yeah.
And that can work against you, but it seems to be working for her in this instance. Good look at 47-year-old Yvonne August from Castro Valley, Lafayette, and Fresno. I don't want to leave anything out. I know, Dave, that you like to give a person's entire history of where they've lived, where they live now.
Well, you forgot the U.S. Virgin Islands, where she lived for a few years here recently.
Well,
I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but
no.
Since we're on the subject.
Resuming play. The score is 2 serves 12. Hand off. 12 serves 2.
Dave, this match is just about over. Of course, Dave, Jean Kasamoto has that never say die mentality. But your shots have to also cooperate when you bring that mentality to the court.
13 serves 2.
Dave, I believe we've got another women's race for 8 round of 16 match coming up after this one.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's Sienna Nee Kareen or is it that Martina McMahon match, but it's going to be somebody from the bottom bracket. I think that's a game time decision.
Short ball. Short ball.
Well, they say the first thing to go is your hearing.
Second serve.
It's not true, but that's what they say. It's important to win this first round match, Dave, because if you came across country and you want to play some handball, well, you lose early on a Friday, you're done. And that's exactly what Jean did. And now she's helping the broadcast crew.
Yeah, well, what's most important about winning the first round is that you get to play in the second round. That's really
right.
The most important.
I'm just saying
aspect.
It guarantees more handballs, all I'm saying. You can go many ways after that. You can either continue. Now, for you lost in the first round, but you just decided that that was it.
No, I'm not here to play in the playoffs.
Okay. You came to win.
Well, I came to not lose in the first round.
Okay. Well, Yvonne August celebrates a victory here and will now play Katrina Casey tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. We're going to have more handball right around the corner, though, as we have, I believe, Martina McMahon versus Shirley Chin, but we'll see. Yeah, that's who's on the show court. So we'll have that coming up next. Stick around, more handball here at racefor8.com. Stick with us.